How then do we maintain balance of our oral microbiome regardless of what genetics has delivered to us? So here's the thing. I'm not going to sell you like some miracle cure or some magic kit or regimen that you need to follow. There are tons of products that I like, and I think there are different products that work for different people, and people have different preferences. And by and large, though the themes are the same, the means of getting there can be different, and that's okay. So you don't have to use fluoride, although I do recommend it topically. You can use nanohydroxyapatite and other things. So I will give you some ideas, and I have several linked on my Amazon shop, but I really don't make money off of this, save maybe like the 3 cents commission should you choose to buy it through an Amazon link. I'm doing this just to educate and empower you guys and help you better understand what's out there and what you can use to help protect your teeth. So let's go. I do encourage you, regardless of what you find or decide to use based on this video, that you discuss it with your dentist, because only you and your dentist know your unique risk factors for cavities, and they can help you tease out exactly what would or would not work best for you in your situation. But come armed with the information and products here and talk about them with your doctor. In terms of protective factors, some changes that you can make to your diet, both in quality and in frequency or how you eat, are these. So a lot of people will snack frequently on chips and crackers and things that get stuck in their teeth, sticky candy that stay around for a long time and can serve as food for bacteria that then eat them, produce acid, and they can do that for a long time. Your teeth need a rest period, a time when it's just saliva and they're working to remineralize. And if you're snacking all day long, especially on things that are sticky and carbohydrate rich, they'll stay in your teeth for a long time, and then for a long time can be in that state of acidity and promoting demineralization. A lot of people also sip all day long on acidic drinks. The only drinks that really aren't acidic are water and then some teas that are not sweetened. Milk is not too acidic, but you still want to have that with a meal because it does have some natural sugars in it. But a lot of people will drink diet drinks or flavored drinks that are still considered sugar-free, but they're very acidic. You're really just skipping a step. You're not going through the bacteria to get acid. You're putting the acid right on your teeth. So don't sip these. Drink them within about 30 minutes and then try and switch with some water after, or do some other protective factors that I'll talk about in a second. In terms of hygiene changes, protective factors, one of the biggest ones you can do is incorporate topical use of fluoride. So that is in drinking tap water that has fluoride in it. That's considered not a systemic effect, even though you're drinking it, but a topical one, because the dose is so low. And if you're sipping it all day long, the frequency is high. So you're getting frequent low dose exposure to fluoride, which is going to help strengthen your enamel. The way fluoride works is the fluoride is reincorporated into the tooth not as hydroxyapatite, which is the normal mineral that's in your tooth, but as fluorapatite. And fluorapatite is more resistant to breakdown from acid. The pH at which it dissolves is not 5.5 like hydroxyapatite, it's 4.5. So it takes a much stronger and longer acid attack to get the similar level of breakdown. So fluoride is great in that regard, and I consider it safe. I use it myself. I use it for my kids. You don't have to use fluoride, but I think you're going to miss a key tool in your arsenal against fighting cavities if you do choose to avoid it. One way to increase the benefit of fluoride is to stop rinsing after you brush your teeth. I know a lot of toothpaste say that. They're just covering their booties. Use it as your doctor recommends, so ask your dentist. But I encourage my patients to just brush and then spit and don't rinse after. If you rinse with water, even though there's tap water, sometimes has fluoride, it is not the same high level of concentration of fluoride that your toothpaste has. If you're just finding there's too much paste, it's too foamy, it's too icky afterward, don't use as much toothpaste. You only need a pea-sized amount. For those who are looking for a fluoride alternative, nanohydroxyapatite is that. Studies are showing us that nanohydroxyapatite, which is much smaller versions of the hydroxyapatite that's in our tooth, is beneficial for tooth sensitivity because it's so small. It can enter in these dentin tubules where sensitivity arises, and it can close them up. And it can also remineralize early cavities more deeply than even fluoride does. But nanohydroxyapatite still dissolves at the same pH as regular hydroxyapatite, so 5.5. You don't have that increased durability of enamel that you do with fluoride. So this is one from Japan. It's called Apagard. It's one of the most commonly used ones. It is very well made. It is very mild mint flavor. So that is one that I recommend for people who want nanohydroxyapatite. I also like Carry Free. They have their 4 version that also incorporates fluoride. It is the only toothpaste that I have found that has both fluoride and nanohydroxyapatite. They also have CT3, which is just nanohydroxyapatite and no fluoride. And they have citrus, great flavors as well as mint. But here's the thing. studies have not yet demonstrated if fluoride plus nanohydroxyapatite is better. There is no method yet to show what definitely will remineralize cavities the best, especially for every person. We're just now getting into in vivo or clinical trials that aren't just in a laboratory. So we don't know, is it better to use nanohydroxyapatite for 2 weeks and then switch to fluoride toothpaste? Is it better to use nanohydroxyapatite in the morning and then fluoride at night? Is it better to use both in combination? We don't know yet. So I have this one, the CT4, and I do use it. I also will sometimes use the plain nanohydroxyapatite, and then I'll use my regular old Crest Pro Health fluoride toothpaste. I kind of go between them all. There is no one good answer, and so just talk with your dentist about what might be best for you. Another oral hygiene practice to adjust is the use of mouthwash. Mouthwash is not an essential part of an oral hygiene routine, and I'm of the belief that they really should be used sparingly and for short periods of time for specific indications. So talk to your dentist about what you might need one for and how and when to use it best. But especially alcohol-based mouth rinses like Listerine, the alcohol is so profoundly bactericidal as you're probably killing off good bacteria along with bad bacteria, and studies are starting to show that prolonged use of these really harsh and acidic, many times, mouth rinses is actually shifting us toward dysbiosis rather than helping keep our good bacteria healthy and in balance. So stop using these really strong alcohol-based mouth rinses, and if you want to use a gentler one like Act Anti-Cavity or ProFresh, you still don't probably need to use it every day or for the rest of your life. Use them for limited periods for specific indications. If bad breath is something you struggle with, first, getting your oral dysbiosis in line is going to help that bad breath, but one way to do that is with tongue scraping. A lot of people don't have tongue scraping in their routine, and I encourage adding it. I like this metal one by Avuli better than the little plastic ones. It just seems more effective, but try to tongue scrape once a day. Some studies are showing that people that use their tongue scraper once a day have more of the good bacteria on the top of their tongue and less of the bad ones. One last protective factor we can talk about is adding things into your diet and most importantly into your dietary practices. Sugar alcohols like xylitol, and then now with a little bit of research supporting erythritol as well. These sugar alcohols can be chewed, can be sucked on as a lozenge, can be eaten as a mint to help increase salivary flow, and then can also clean away food, especially in the gum or like a taffy form, clean away some of that debris and bacteria and food bits that are left there. They serve kind of as a mechanical cleansing action after eating. So what you can do is after a meal, after a snack, after sipping your coffee, pop in a xylitol mint or chew a piece of xylitol gum. Xylitol does have the most research behind it supporting oral health benefits. There is still some debate there about just how definitive those benefits are. And one of the drawbacks is with high doses, you can have GI discomfort, so gas and bloating, diarrhea, that kind of thing. But you also, in order to have that oral health benefit, seems that you need a high dose and high frequency. You need about 6 to 10 grams total a day, and you need to be dividing that 6 to 10 gram dose over about 3 to 7 episodes of delivery. And that, for many people, is not manageable, but it's something you might be able to do and might consider including. There's no real downside to do it other than cost, and if you can't quite reach these recommended levels, it's still going to be beneficial in that chewing afterward is going to be cleaning, and then you're going to be increasing your salivary flow rate and then increasing the pH of your mouth. Some of the benefits that show up in studies with xylitol use are decrease in transmissibility, mostly from moms to babies, but you can think about just between kissing partners, between kids in daycare, you're going to see decreased transmission of these cavity-causing bacteria between people. Prolonged xylitol use, and you're looking at like 6 months of use, but if you do this for a long time, you commit to adding this to your routine, you will see bacteria change so that they are not quite as adherent in plaque and they're more easily brushed away. Because bacteria cannot digest these sugar alcohols, xylitol and erythritol, you're going to see decreased acid production because they cannot use it in their metabolism, and acid is the byproduct of their metabolism. One candy company that I like because they have a taffy and a lollipop is Zolly Candy, but they no longer use xylitol. They've shifted toward erythritol. And erythritol looks promising, but again, there's not a whole lot of research to back it up yet, but it may in time show to be as effective as xylitol. And one of the bonuses of erythritol is with a little bit higher doses, higher exposure, you don't have all the GI impacts that you might have with a lot of xylitol use. Another chew that is out there that I really like is Basic Bites. They incorporate arginine and calcium into them along with xylitol. They're kind of chewy, although you can suck on them too. And they too will help promote salivary flow. And they've got some limited studies, but that do show some promise with remineralizing early cavities with exposure to those. So just some things that you can add after a snack, after sipping on some coffee. Pop in a piece of gum, chew on a basic bite, and try to raise that salivary pH and get rid of some of the food debris if you're not able to brush. Just about all of the products that I've mentioned here, the toothpaste, the candies, and much more are listed on my website, themamadentist.com, under shop and linked via Amazon. If you choose to shop there, I am an Amazon associate, so I will make a small commission based on those, and I thank you for that. If this little course was helpful, please go comment on TikTok, on Instagram, and let me know that you liked it, that it was helpful, and let me know what else you want to